Hello everyone, we are here today with Sanglap Mridha, who will be taking a speaker session on increasing performance in React app and how to use local storage. So I'll just let him have the stage.
Okay, hello guys. Just give me one. I'm turning my camera on. Just give me 1 second. Okay, right. Just a second. I think my camera stopped. Yes, it has stopped successfully. Just give me a second, guys. Recently, like I'm having few issues with my camera, so it's again. Sorry for the delay. Hmm. I hope it's fine now. Let me check. Yes, it's fine. Thank you guys for waiting. Okay, so let's start today's session. And before that, I would like to give a short introduction about me. So, my name is Sanglap Mridha, and currently I'm a final year student of Future Institute of Engineering and Management, and I am pursuing BTech in Computer Science and Engineering. So, apart from that, I am also the Google Developer Student Club lead at my college, and I have been like a active member of different communities, and also like I like really sharing the stuffs that I am learning currently. So I am currently a front end developer. I am learning React myself, and I have learned a few things which I think that can help new beginners who are trying to learn React, or maybe have learned React a bit and have made a few projects. So today in this session, we will be talking about basically minimizing API calls using the web storage in React. Okay. So we will be basically using session storage, like the session or local storage, anything works. So let's move on with our session. So let me just share my screen. Mm, yes, I think I have shared my screen successfully. I think I just left the meet. I think. Am I here again? Let me just check once. Yep. Okay. Okay. I think I misplaced some button here. Yeah. Now it's fine. Sorry, guys. Basically, I'm using StreamYard for the first time. So by mistake, I clicked the wrong button. So, yes, we are back again with our presentation here. Okay. So, minimizing API calls using web storage in React. So I think everyone here who is learning React or has learned React have made projects where they have used public APIs, and not even public APIs. If you're making a full stack project also, like you are using APIs, right? You need to get your data from the backend using APIs, or maybe post data back in your backend using APIs. So this is mainly for the get APIs, or this works best for public APIs, as I think a lot of people have made projects like weather app, and also maybe a Pokédex, and some popular projects like bookstore, maybe a e-commerce app. There are many public APIs available. So this, like this trick or this way will be beneficial for them a lot. So moving on. So yes, this is me. As you can see, I have made this PPT in a very hurry, so don't judge me on that. So I'm the GDSC lead, as I said. Also, I'm the Kolkata chapter lead of DevRel Squad, and I'm the top front end development voice on LinkedIn, like the community voice, basically. So now, first, before starting on with the session, like before diving deep into the topic, first let's understand that what is a web storage. I think a lot of developers out here who are like um, doing MERN stack or maybe React for like a few days or so, they know what a web storage is. So for those who don't, web storage is basically, you can call it, we basically call it web storage API, as it is also written here. So it basically allows us to store some data in the user's computer, like in the user's browser rather, not the computer, as we are talking about web development. So the data gets stored in the user's browser. Okay, so there are basically two types of web storages. So they are local storage and the session storage. So both of them act like the same way. One quick tip, like when you're going to store your data in a web storage, you need to store it in a like you basically need to stringify it and then store it. Like web storages basically take data as key value pairs, as basically like a JSON. I am pretty much sure everybody knows JSON there, or objects rather. So it will be a key value pair and the whole thing will be a string. Okay, so now what is the difference between the local storage and the session storage? The main difference is that the local storage doesn't have a expiry. So something which gets stored inside the local storage stays there until and unless someone goes and deletes it from the local storage, or maybe resets the browser and all the cache is cleared. Okay, and for the session storage, whenever you close your browser or maybe refresh your tab, the session storage basically gets cleared, and again it will get stored if you're doing a get item there. Okay, so I hope the local storage and session storage part is clear. Both of them are same, there is a size limit which I am currently forgetting, around 5 MB or something like that, but trust me, 5 MB is a lot. Like, it's really a lot. 5 MB is a lot. So both of them, I think the sizes are same. Just the main catch is that the local storage has no expiry and the session storage has the expiry. Okay. So now let's deep dive into it. Okay. So let's understand basically how these storages work. Okay. So first, let me tell you all. So rather not how the storages work, rather how we will be using our storage for optimization of our app. Okay, so in a React app, basically when you do a API call, API call is like a very expensive process. Okay, so because you're fetching data from another server. Okay, it might be your backend, it might be a public API, but you're fetching data from another server. So it is an expensive process. So what we can do is we can use our local storage to store that API. Like, yeah, you need to call that API at least once. At least once you need to call that API. But after that, you can store the data in your local storage. So this is basically known as caching, you can say. But a better way of caching is by using React query. But we will not be talking about that in this session, at least, because like this is a beginner friendly session, and React query is kind of, I would say, a little bit intermediate concept. So we will be sticking to our web storages. Okay, and let me tell you, the web storage is also a great concept. Like, if in your interviews you tell your interviewer that you have done caching using the web storage, the person will understand, okay, this guy knows what caching means, and this guy knows a little bit about optimization. I am again repeating, this is not the best step. Like, the best will be using React query or something else. Like, if you all know or like a better approach, then definitely you can write it in the chat. Other viewers will get tips from that, and also I myself will be taking tips from that, right? So there might be many experienced developers also watching this, so that will be very much helpful. So moving on, coming to our topic again. So so what I said, I hope you people understood. Or let's go to Excali draw. Basically, I have prepared a Excali draw for you all to understand it better. Okay, so think of it like this is our API, as you all can see. This is a component 1, this is component 2, and this is component 3. Okay, so think of it like a different page or maybe different component or anything. So usually we do for accessing this data in the API, we usually either we have like a main component where a main component where we basically where is the pencil? Yeah, here is, where we basically call this, and then we send those data to different components by using props, right? I hope everybody knows what props is, right? So maximum of us do this thing, but sometimes we face prop drilling and so on. So I know you people know about context and stuffs like that, but let's focus on this topic. Okay, so usually we do this, or if there is no main component here and these are all separate components, like there is no parent component, so the only way to call a API is directly calling it. So by this diagram, I hope you people are understanding that if there are multiple components here, like 10 components, 100 components, so the same API will be getting called again and again, again and again, again and again, which will definitely decrease your performance of your React app, right? So how to tackle it? How to tackle it using the web storage? So here we go. Here is another diagram that I have already prepared, right? So here, what we can do is we can use a main component or any component. Like, you can say the main component might be your app.tsx, anything. Okay. So here we will be doing the API call in our main component. Okay, and from the main component we will be sending this data to our web storage and storing it there. We might use local storage, we might use session storage. That is totally up to you. You people can explore a bit, like how can you use session storage, how can you use local storage. That will help you understand this topic better. Okay, so so we were at, we call our API in a component and then we store the data in a web storage, right? And after storing the data in the web storage, we will be basically using that data to send those to our different components. Maybe there are hundreds of components. So here basically there is only one API call, the first API call, which basically goes here, and then from here this is going to the web storage. Local storage, session storage, that is different, but going to the web storage. And what is a web storage? Web storage is basically in the client's browser. Okay, so that means that already the data is the already the data has arrived from this like the backend or the server to the client's end, and now we are using the data in different components. So I hope you people are understanding like how much this can save. Like what I would say, like this can reduce your API calls significantly. As you have seen here, three components, three API calls, but here there are three components but we are doing only one API call, right? So this is actually a great method for basically for beginners. Actually, in the industry you would be seeing using React query, using cookies and stuffs like that. But If you're starting out with React, or if you have done a little bit of projects, I can guarantee you, if you have seen YouTube videos, you have done things like that. Because I haven't really seen some beginner tutorials with using web storage for API calls. Okay, so I'm pretty much sure you have done this like that. Like if you have made a weather app, I'm damn sure you have done this like that. If you have made some bookstore and stuffs like that, I'm sure you have done this like that. So do one thing: go to your project and do a little bit of refactoring and try this method. Okay, I can guarantee you, if you like upload your code in your GitHub, and if your interviewer sees it, he's gonna get impressed. Like, yeah, this is a great thing for a beginner, I must say. So now moving on, I have one example for you all. Like, I have myself used this method from API to web storage and then to different components. Okay, so for this method, as you can see, I have a diagram here again, and here you can see that from the API, okay, from the API, the data is going towards the app.tsx. Okay, so first API call will be in the app.tsx, and from there we are basically setting the data. Let me write it also. We are using dot set item and pushing out data in the web storage, or basically storing our data in the web storage. And and we have done another condition here. Okay, so when the web storage is not null, that means the web storage has data. The API, the data will be fetched from the web storage. And if the web storage is not and if the web storage is empty, that means that there is no data in the web storage, then there will be API call. Okay, so in this diagram, like, there is a loophole, uh, that that this data is going in the web storage, and then from the web storage, different components are fetching the data. But what if the data doesn't go in the web storage? So then that will be a little bit problem. So for that, we must also have a condition where we can directly call the data from the API, because there might be situations where the web storage is empty, right? Like, this is like, I would say, like, this is not gonna happen, but still, as a developer, you should cover all the edge cases. So this is a edge case that the web storage is empty. So for that, we will also have a way of fetching the data from the API. This is that it is you can easily do that using if else or any conditional statement, ternary operator, anything. Okay, so now let's check out a code which I have basically done to understand it better. But I would say, like, I am not going to code anything here, because what I feel is that coding is something that you should do it personally and understand. Be it anything, be it your like normal type of coding or maybe development, anything. But I personally believe, and I have felt that doing code on your own helps the most. You might refer to different types of documents, you might refer to chat gpt, you might refer to some YouTube videos, but just copy pasting stuffs doesn't help a lot, to be very honest. So it's better you explore a little bit and understand. But I'm showing you one example of a code that I have done. I have basically made a project. This is basically a data visualization dashboard. Wait a minute, let me bring this to this screen. Yes, this is here, right? Yep, this is here. Let me just clear this. Yep. Okay, so as you can see, this is a React app, and this is made using Create React app only. So what I've done here, there is one api.ts here, which basically has the axios. By the way, this project is in TypeScript. I hope many of you might not know TypeScript, but no need to worry. This is basically JavaScript with types. Like, for example, in JavaScript, you can have a let variable a, and you can store one in it, and again you can store a string in it. So basically, in TypeScript, that doesn't happen. You need to specify a type, and actually that is possible, but you need to specify then both number and string, both to that variable. Okay, So you will understand this as you go on and learn TypeScript. If you are someone who is starting out, stick with JavaScript. JavaScript is TypeScript. Like, people usually say TypeScript is JavaScript on steroids. Okay, so first learn JavaScript. Basically, TypeScript is 90% JavaScript and 10% of new things. Okay, so you will be learning TypeScript very easily. No need to worry. Like, learning TypeScript for working purpose, but there are a vast, like, TypeScript is also a vast topic. There are a lot of things. There is a state called never and everything like that. Like, I also sometimes get confused, but no need to worry, you will learn it very quickly. Okay, so moving on, as you can see, I have basically done a little bit of data encapsulation, you can say. I think I am taking the right term, data encapsulation. So here what I have done, I have done my Axios call. I hope you people know what Axios is. Okay, so, and I'm pretty much sure you are doing your API calls using Axios in React, as everybody does that. Okay, so don't focus on this. This is a type written here. Okay, so here you can see I am doing my API call, and the API URL I have actually hidden it. Like, this is that URL is with me, but I cannot show it to you all because this project was actually one of my assignments, like for interview purpose. So I cannot show you the URL. So I have removed the URL for now. But before turning before compiling the code, I will definitely have to paste it here, or else or else basically there will be no API data, right? So okay, so coming back to our main topic again. So here, as you can see, we have used axios.get for our API URL, and I hope you people can easily understand this. I've used try catch here. Okay, so here we are getting the response from our API. Okay, right? And now coming to the app.tsx. Okay, so here is the main thing. Here you can see the get API data function here. So here I am calling that API. Okay, so if you have noticed, I have named this also API. I have exported this function here, and I have called it in our app.tsx. Okay, that is get API data inside this. So this is a use callback. I hope many of you know use callback. If not, no need to worry. You can just skip the use callback part. We will be talking, like, we will be not talking about this in this session. Maybe some other session, or maybe some other day. Okay, so this user data will basically have your API call, the API call that you did just now, like using your Axios. This data will be coming inside the user data. Okay, right? So now you have done the API call. So now what? Now I have used your session storage, as you can see. So you can also use local storage. Just you need to write local storage here. Like, this are basically already present, as you can see. If I write local storage, you can see it already comes here, and I can do set item or get item, anything. This functions. My GitHub Copilot is also on, so that is giving me suggestions. GitHub Copilot is actually a great tool. You people can also use it. It saves a lot of time, I can say that. Okay, so coming back again to our main topic. So I have used session storage here, and I have done session storage dot set item. So set item is basically a method which is used to set the item, right? And get item is the method which is used to get the item. Absolutely. So moving on, we have done the set item user data, and we have done, as I have told in the beginning, JSON dot stringify. Okay, we have converted the whole data into a string, as session storage and local storage only stores data in the form of string. So make sure to do this. Make sure to do this, because without this, you cannot store data into a session storage. Like, you cannot store a API call inside of a session storage. Okay, so yep, here you can see we have done our session storage and stuffs like that. So now, coming to, I'll have to find a bit that where I have done the get data. Yeah, here you can see. Here what I have done is, I have basically used this session storage dot get item. There you have seen I have used set item, and now I am using get item, right? So now I am storing this data in the stored data. Now I have wrote a condition that I have just told you all, that if stored data is not equals to null, then I will be doing json dot parse stored data. Okay, so as you know that we have done json dot stringify, so now it is time to do json dot parse and get the actual json from it, right? Because that is the data is stored as in the form of string, but we do not need string, we need a json. So for that we will be using json dot parse on the stored data, and we will be storing it in the user data. Okay, I have taken a let variable here. And else if the stored data is basically null, so that means that this session storage is empty. So in that case I will be basically doing the API call. Okay, I hope you remember the API call here, right? So a very easy logic, I must say. Okay, and now I am doing the set API data here and blah blah blah. So we will be not going in that, like our main topic is this only. So I hope you people have understood how I'm doing this. And also all these things are asynchronous operations, so make sure to use a wait keyword, right? So yeah, so this is all about how to use the session storage, and how to dot set item and how to dot get item. So now what we will see is, we will see a demo. Okay, demo of the project, how it works. So for that I need to paste the API link, and I will not be showing the API link, as I have said, like it is a little bit of confidential, so I will not be revealing that. Let me just save this once. Yup. Now let me run my React app. Okay. I am I have basically wrote npm.start, and let's wait for a bit because this is CRA, create React app, so it will be taking a little bit of time. I don't know why I have used CRA here. I would have used Vite. That would have been much better. But okay, that's fine. Let us wait for a bit. I hope you people have understood this in the meantime, that this session storage set item and this get item thing, like this is very important. Make sure to have a if else case here, because there might be situations where your web storage is empty. Like there might be anything. Okay, there might be any situation when your web storage is empty. For at that time, this else case will run and this API call will happen again. Okay, so let's wait a bit. Okay, the server is running. Development server has started, basically starting, not started. Can I check the chats from here? Yes, I can. Okay, so Martial Assault has asked, for users with bad connectivity, doesn't storing data on the browser itself hamper the performance? So that is actually subjective. Like your connectivity will not be affecting basically fetching data from your local storage and stuffs like that. But again in some versions there might be a problem, but as I have said, like this is not for your production, this is for your project. This is a very basic thing. If you are trying to do this in your production, do not do that. Or like if you have a very small project which you have deployed somewhere, you can definitely go for it. This is going to work fine. But if you are going for a very big project, I'm pretty much sure, like anybody who is going for a very big project will not listen to me and do this. He or she definitely knows what to do. Like React query is a very better approach, and there are a lot of things as well. Like I myself also don't know a lot of things, as I myself am a junior developer right now. So but this thing is for the people who are building projects or are starting with React or are doing a few projects or have done a few projects in React, but uh, I'm pretty much sure they are using the old way, that is this way, right? So this is 100% better than this. I can guarantee you that. If you're using this, close your eyes and do this. You're going to thank me. But if you have a better approach, you can definitely do that. You can even tell me that also, like that will be beneficial for me too, right? So jokes apart, so here is a dashboard as you can see. So now if I go to a different route, as you can see the route have changed, and again coming back to the same route, the data was fetched very fast. Now you can say like this is not very fast, like this is still slow. Like you can see there is might be a few milliseconds to fetch the data. So now let me show you in the console, right? This is interesting. So let's open our application. Yes, application. So here you can see the session storage, and here is the stringified value, and here we can also see the JSON right down here. So let's do one thing. What we'll do is, first let me go to this page and delete this, right? So now our session storage is completely empty. Okay. So now let me go back to the main page. Now you understood how much time it actually took to fetch that data. So this is not showing here. I think one refresh will do that. Yep, it's now here. So now let's do this same thing with this like the data in the session storage. Now let me come back. Okay. So now I think you have understood that how much performance benefit you're going to get by using this, right? So this is definitely for a project purpose or somebody who is learning caching and stuffs like that. So this is going to help them, but definitely this is not something you should do in your production, right? But I hope you people have understood like how this session storage is going to help. Like the data gets fetched very fast, because basically the data is with you, like the data is with the user itself. So how can it take a lot time, right? But when the data will be coming from the server, it will be taking a lot of time, right? So I hope you people have understood that why you should use this method rather than where is my Excalibur draw, rather than this method, right? Impressive, yes. Like the first time I also did it, I was also quite amazed. Okay, like at first I was thinking that this is still slow, man, like this is still slow. But then when I did this and deleted this and then saw, then I thought that okay, this is definitely helping in the performance. This is not the best way, I will be telling you all, this is absolutely not the best way, or near the best way. But this is a good way, like this is a better way, rather this is a better way than this. I'm pretty much sure everybody is doing API calls like that during the beginning. So you can go with this type of things, like this is going to help you a lot. But there are a lot of ways that basically industry uses. So I'm pretty much sure you people will be learning that as you grow and as you like make more projects or do some like live projects and things like that. Okay, so I think I have given you the live demo. Okay, let's check some score. I needed to show this slide before that, but yeah, fine, that's fine, I think. So moving on, yeah, this is the end of our session today. I hope you understood like why I said that we can use web storage and why this is a better approach than the normal one, right? So for any questions or doubts, or maybe any suggestions about this session, or maybe any suggestions about caching itself, you people can drop a mail here. My mail id is sanglapmridha at the gmail.com. Absolutely a unique name I have, so I do not need to put any eight like number or something like that. And my LinkedIn is also Sanglap Mridha. I have a YouTube channel also by the name Myth OP, and my GitHub is Sanglap 13. Okay, so you people can check it out. You people can follow up there, you people can connect. I would I am very much active in LinkedIn, so if you want to connect, just go and drop a connection request out there, and we can maybe talk about it, talk about API calls, talk about different topics. Like, there are a lot of way to increase your app's performance. Hope everybody knows about maybe lazy loading, and also use callback is also a great way, like, for optimization. But this is something which I wanted to talk about in this session, and I hope I was able to, like, let you all understand why this is better. Okay, so this was me. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope, like, I know, like, currently the temperatures are rising beyond our expectations, especially in Kolkata. I'm from Kolkata. So I hope everybody is safe, and drink a lot of water, stay hydrated, and try to stay indoors as much as you can. Okay, and keep practicing React also. If you're indoors, then keep practicing React. That is going to help you for sure. And if you come up with a new technique of caching, please ping me up. Here is my mail ID, here's my LinkedIn, here is my GitHub, YouTube, everything is there. Please ping me up. We are going to have a good chat. Okay, so thank you guys, thank you, and also thank you to GDSC Triple IT Kolani for this session, and for Rebase also. I hope many of you are participating in Rebase. So best of luck for everybody who are participating, and thank you once again for inviting me here. This is me, Sanglap Mridha, signing off. Bye bye.